This video covers paired t-tests by looking at a simple example. Suppose the population of interest consists of all U.S. bookstores that have sold books written by the author John Steinbeck. Of interest is to compare the mean number of East of Eden copies sold to the mean number of the Grapes of Wrath copies sold by the U.S. bookstores. It is conjectured that the mean number of East of Eden copies sold is less than the mean number of the Grapes of Wrath copies sold. It is known that the population of the differences of the copies of each book is distributed normally. A simple random sample of 9 U.S. bookstores that have sold books by John Steinbeck is selected, and for each number of copies of East of Eden and the Grapes of Wrath was recorded. The data is as follows. If appropriate, test the hypotheses at significance level alpha equals 0.10. Now, when you're conducting a paired t-test, this is similar to looking at the difference between means, and so we first need to calculate the difference between our two columns. In this problem, if we want to state our hypotheses, we're going to state that mu1 is equal to mu2, or that mu1 minus mu2 is equal to 0. And since it's conjectured that the mean number of East of Eden copies is less than the mean number of the Grapes of Wrath, we can state that mu1 is less than mu2, or that mu1 minus mu2 is less than 0. And so once we have established our hypotheses, we can then check our assumptions. It states that we have a simple random sample and that the populations are normally distributed, and so our central limit theorem and simple random sample assumptions are both satisfied. And so if we want to move forward, we're going to actually conduct a t-test, and we're going to do this by either entering our data based on the differences between our two columns, or you can enter the statistics about your difference column by taking the sample mean, sample standard deviation, and sample size and entering it into the stats option. No matter the preference, the calculator will give you a t-value and a p-value, and you need to report both. And then you can continue by comparing your p-value to your alpha or significance level. And in this problem, our p-value is greater than our alpha, so we fail to reject our null hypothesis. And we can say that there is insufficient evidence that the mean number of copies of East of Eden sold is less than the mean number of copies of the Grapes of Wrath sold. And so this is how you conduct a paired t-test, and we can see how to enter this into a calculator in our next video.